And so here's just one little thing to look at. So Lantus is a major long-acting insulin. Basically just means it lasts in your body basically 24 hours, we'll say, okay? So it's a long-acting insulin. November 1st of 2011, it was $99. Fast forward to...
Is this cost or retail?
$99. I assume it's retail, but either way, it's going to be apples to apples. But yeah,
yes.
And plus, there's not as much markup as you would think with these. Trust me. So it March 1st of 2022 is $284. So it went from 99 in 11 years, went from 99 to 284. So
that's more than our very high inflation.
Yeah. So let's think about it this way: if you're making a drug, you're a massive multi-billion-dollar drug company. You've been making this drug.
Yep.
Do you think it's easier for you to make it 10 years later or harder?
It should be easier.
It should be way, way easier.
Yeah.
So a cost goes from 99 to 284 in 11 years. I mean, outpacing inflation by God knows how much is pretty jarring. You know, whenever, so again, the balance here of what the drug company did, they made Lantus, and thank God. But then when you look at things like that, that's where things can be really jarring. And that somebody's paying that. I mean, yes, we feel worse when it's Mrs. Jones and she's paying $400 than we do whenever our insurance is paying it. But the insurance, what they're paying, gets trickled down to us one way or another too. Whether to your employer or somebody else, it just does. The money comes from somewhere. So one thing, and I don't want to go in the rabbit hole of this too much, but about pricing, the drug companies will argue here, and what is definitely true from, we see from the pharmacy end, there are two middlemen that are involved from that company, Sanofi, getting it to, even we'll say, to the pharmacy.
Okay.
A third middleman if you include the pharmacy. But just from manufacturer to the pharmacy, there's two middlemen. There's an insurer, doesn't physically take it, but they hold cards. They're paying the money for it. And then there's a pharmacy benefit manager, a PBM. What they do is they just basically handle the nuts and bolts of determining what's covered, and they paper push for the pharmacy between the pharmacy and insurance.
Wow.
So a pharmacy doesn't get paid a check from United Healthcare. They get a check from a PBM who gets a check from United Healthcare with a nice fee on top.
Wow.
So what happens is, so let's just say there's these long-acting drugs, insulins. There's Lantus and there's Levemir. So if you're a PBM, you can say, hey, Sanofi, I know you really want Lantus because we're a big insurance. You want us to get Lantus covered for people, right? So you sell a ton of it. Levemir, you want us to do the same thing, right? Well, if you give us $100 per vial, Levemir, we're going to put your drug on the formulary. Nobody's going to get Lantus if they have my insurance plan. But you've got to give me $100 per vial.
Really?
Yes.
And that's legal?
Yes. Those are rebates.
And that's in addition to what they're charging the pharmacy.
Yes. So let's just say in the most simplistic form that they're getting $250 from the pharmacy whenever we buy it. Okay. They may have to pay the number. I don't know, but it's not $5 on $250. It's maybe $50, $60. It's potential.
Wow.
That $60 goes back to the pharmacy benefit manager for negotiating them to get all the sales.
Okay.
And so it's still a win for Levemir because would you rather have all United Healthcare patients or not?
Right.
So instead of getting 280, now you get 210. You'll take it.
Man, there's a lot of people involved in this stuff. This is a very complicated system. I don't envy you guys.
And then we get yelled at a little bit for it,
Yeah.
So back to the cap, when you look at something like this and you see how at some point shameful it is that a price can go up that much. You're not talking year 3, year 5. You're talking down the road. And these drugs are hard to duplicate in the sense of generics and things like that. There's some issues there. So, when you see people that are kind of, on fixed income, they slip through the cracks, they're Medicare, but they don't qualify for Medicaid. Haven't seen them come through the pharmacy with $35 copays versus at times $300, $400.
Yeah.
Whether they're in the donut hole or deductibles,
it's huge.
It does check out in a lot of ways.
Man.
And to me, should the fight be about that cap, or should the fight be about those rebates? See, to me, the fight should be about the rebates.
It's almost like this, like it's baked into the system that it's going to screw things up. That when you get that many people involved and that many people needing to make a living,
Mhm.
it's just going to get hairy.
Yeah, and they argue it's business, and it is business. You know, it's going to be Levemere
Jeez.
Atlantis who's going to give me more, you know?
Mm.
So I think if the government would spend maybe time addressing some of that, that to me bothers me more than a $35 cap for Medicare people. Just my personal
But that
take.
requires a lot more thought than just saying, "Hey, what if we just kept the price?"
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Probably won't get elected going on
Government
that
doesn't like
rebate
to think.
spiel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. You can't put that on a bumper sticker.
That's right.